The whole thing started in my salon when there was a client who observed one of my clients who was sitting well away from everyone else under the dryer. She took her mask off for some period of time for whatever reason.
As an independent hairstylist, it is totally impossible for you to run a successful business or even start a successful hair salon business without some type of coaching, without some type of mentorship, and or the right resources to build your business. For many years, when I was building my independent hair styling business, having started out as a commission structure based salon stylist, I had to figure out when it was time to leave that commission structure salon, when it was time for me to go on booth rent. There were so many things that I had to figure out alone. Now, I can definitely say that going to the hair show, there were so many things to learn, and I learned so much going to business classes. So guess what? When I left those classes, I didn't have anybody else to ask or consult with to figure out exactly what move I should make. Should I stay here? How should I look for a salon from going from commission structures to the independent salon industry? And when I got and became an independent hairstylist, what business model or business structure should I follow? Should I follow a sole proprietorship? Should I do an S corporation or a C corporation? Should I have someone build my website, or should I do it on my own? There were so many questions that needed to be answered, but I had to figure it out all alone. Now we have a solution for you, and that solution is SalonChat The MasterMind. And our mastermind sessions for now are free sessions that you can join bi-monthly, one session per hairstylist, and get your most desirable questions answered by my husband and myself, David and Sharon Guilty. We are the hosts of SalonChat The MasterMind. And chat stands for Connecting Hairstylists Across Timelines. And yes, you will be joined with like-minded hairstylists just like you, who have those same desirable questions that need to be answered, and that are burning questions that you just might have about your business. So in our Salon Chat, the Mastermind, you will be connected with like-minded individuals who may be less experienced than you or more experienced than you. But when you're connecting inside of our mastermind, there's no judgment. There's no thinking someone else knows everything. There's just a complete business mindset. And not only a business mindset, we have fun, we laugh, and we just have an amazing time. And our hearts go out to educating and sharing our knowledge and our expertise after being in the industry combined over 50 years. So I'm excited for you to join the next mastermind session. So take a look at our first mastermind session that we held last year. I just want to say thank you for jumping on the Explosion Mastermind for business and specifically for hairstylists.
Well, first of all, Sharon Guilty, thank you for inviting me to this platform. It's an honor for me because I admire your work, your integrity that you bring to the industry. A little bit about me. I was a hairstylist for 18 years. 15 years was actually a salon owner, and it was absolutely a blessing to me. Still is a blessing. It's still my passion to be able to inspire, teach, train, and develop other beauty industry professionals. And but I've been retired technically from the beauty industry for about 8 years now, meaning I'm not physically doing hair, but I'm still actively involved with the beauty industry professionals. I'm currently in the home-based business arena where, I'm privileged to be able to help entrepreneurs and small business owners bridge the gap of resources and income as well. And I've been doing that now for 14 years, full-time now, 8 years.
My name is Delia King, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri, and I've been styling hair for 24 years. And I received my license in Overland Park, Kansas, which is basically on the border of Missouri and Kansas. I wanted to go to Palm Mitchell, and that was the nearest Palm Mitchell to me, so that was the school that I chose to go to. I graduated in 2018 in May, and then later that year in July, I opened my own business. So from July of 2018 until October of this year in 2020, I own my own salon. And then I decided to go ahead and close my salon, which is a change from the discussion that I had when I had my interview earlier with Mrs. Guilty this year. I went ahead and decided to close my salon so that I could take a step back from being behind the chair and focus on the next level of my business, which would be my non-for-profit. It stemmed from me being adopted. I want to style adopted children before they actually meet their families, so that they can feel the beauty of what it's like to shine bright when you meet your new family. That's a big deal to me. I remember how I felt when I got adopted, so I understand and empathize and want to continue making people feel beautiful, but the ones that need it the most.
Hello, my name is Scott Bonds. And as Trey mentioned earlier, Sharon, I want to just thank you for allowing me to be a part of this platform. I feel, it's a great privilege because it seems like you got some heavy hitters here. I've been in the industry for roughly 30 years as a licensed professional. I've owned a salon most of those years. And for me, 2020 has been a year that people have had to deal with and face who they really are and what they're really made of. And for me, it gave me all the material to begin the sequel to my first book, Trust the Process, Embrace the Journey, which is about my journey as an entrepreneur in this industry in particular. One of the things I like to just get across to a lot of stylists in our industry is that your passion as well as your purpose will evolve over time that you're in the industry. And for me, I know that I have evolved to a place that I want to help people a little bit deeper than just the exterior beauty of themselves. I want to get into the inside of the people and what's going on in their minds.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Alicia Yarbrough. I reside in Louisville, Kentucky. And Miss Sharon, thank you for including me on this platform. I really see the void that you are feeling within our industry. And I see this just gaining in momentum and you really holding your own weight in this space. Started out actually in corporate America. I have a degree in accounting. I was doing international taxes. I saw that was not for me, and I quickly transitioned into the beauty industry. And nobody around me thought that that was a wise decision because a lot of people, look at labels and titles. But that's who I am, was the beauty industry. I love all things of being creative and networking and interacting with people. I did that for 10 years. As a stylist, I was a salon owner for 5 of those years. And now I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4. And I also operate in a home-based business. And that is my passion. I absolutely love sharing that with other people. And what we allow people to do is we personalize this business for the everyday person to see success and whatever that looks like for them.
Thank you for having me a part of this wonderful platform. It is amazing to be with like-minded people. As Alicia said, your circle is strong when you have people that are in the same spirit and integrity that we all have. From what I've heard from everyone. Actually, I've been in the salon industry and business for 32 years. I currently have a salon in Chicago in the Hyde Park area. And full service salon, but it's more salon suites. So everyone has their own individual suites, and then I have one major room with just a salon portion, a little smaller setting of a salon where I work out of.
Hello, everyone. This is a beautiful group of people. I just wanted to say that Sharon and David, this is awesome what you're doing. I'm particularly flattered. I started off with David and Sharon as an assistant back in 2004 or 5, I want to say. I actually started my first job in the salon industry as I was a shampoo girl at the age of 14. So I've been in it for a while. So I've been licensed for 16 years now. Most of my career I was a booth rental stylist, but I always would have my foot in the corporate salon settings, just because I like to do all hair textures. I like to be able to learn from the people that I work with. And I felt like it just made me a little bit more rounded out, working in booth rental and working in corporate salon settings. For 3 years, I was a technical trainer for Kiva Salon in the Macy's building on State Street.
Thank you, Robbie. And Robbie was one of our, she came into our salon just ready to go. And she even says that she was all over the place back then. She was like, I want to do this, I want to do that. But she was awesome with color and cutting, and she still is. And she works at a very high-end salon in, like she said, Chicago's Gold Coast. So that's a different experience going from booth rent back to commission structure salon, I'm sure. But with that high-end atmosphere and experience, I'm sure that you're able to give, and expand your talents even more inside that setting. So congratulations, Robbie. So I'm going to start with you, Scott. I want you to explain to us why you put everybody out of the salon. We're going to have fun, and then we're going to piggyback on whatever Scott, if you guys have some feedback for Scott. So this is not just about us all being experts. This is about us being experts in sharing with one another, possibly adding feedback.
Basically, the short story is that when COVID hit, I did all the necessary things to make my salon safe. I sterilized, cleaned up everything. I put dividers between stations and all that kind of stuff. I didn't ask my stylist to pay any booth rent, although that's what I should have done. Once we came back, the whole thing started in my salon when there was a client who observed one of my clients who was sitting well away from everyone else under the dryer. She took her mask off for some period of time for whatever reason. And I was sitting in my chair by myself facing my station. And I had my mask over my mouth, but not covering my nose. Well, when she saw this, it freaked her out, in her words, so much that she left the salon with her hair color still in and went home to shampoo her hair because she said that she couldn't afford to be in an atmosphere where people were not taking COVID seriously because she has a 90-year-old mother at home. So that got everything started in my salon. And what I realized was that everyone has their own fear that they're dealing with where COVID is concerned. And I respect that. Dealing with managing the emotions of all the stylists that I have, managing the emotions of all the clients that I have, and then I got to come home and deal with all the emotions of my wife. And at this point, I decided that if you don't wake up in my bed, you don't pay none of my bills, any of that stuff, if you stress me out and you don't bring anything positive to my day and to my world, I'm eliminating you. I appreciate them working here for the last several years, but moving forward, I've come to the conclusion that I want to work here by myself, and I'm going to ask you guys to please find someone else, someplace else to work. It's been phenomenal because ever since then, the income that I lost from letting my stylist go, I've made that and some with my other businesses that I have. I didn't expect to be as happy as I am, but I got so much more than I ever expected by working by myself in my own atmosphere.
Yeah, anybody have anything they want to say about that? I know, especially the salon owners like Marcia.
I know that, as Scott was saying, when COVID hit, I actually had 2 locations, 24 people in the salon. So when we were opening back up, how do you tell booth renters that they have to work these specific days, that specific hour? Initially, we lost about probably about 6 people after COVID. And so now with the additional people that were still there, I had to figure out, okay, you can come in at this time. We've had our staff meeting. We was trying to figure this out. And I felt like when COVID hit, I was relieved. I don't know about anybody else, but I think God set us down to breathe. Running 2 different locations, I was worn, torn down, everything. So I literally was able to breathe with my family, with my children. They were excited to see me at home. It was just an amazing feeling. And as soon as they allowed us to come back to work, I instantly stressed out again. How am I going to figure this out? When I go to work now, I am at peace. It's 10 of us now. And we're just good. It is the most amazing feeling in the world. So I do understand, Scott.
I was blown away hearing that you owners were eating the lack of payments during COVID, because that was completely the opposite of what I was going through. Of course, upon reopening in May, while a lot of other locations were failing, stylists were looking for salons. So my salon filled up like that. So out of nowhere, I have 6 stylists, but as things started to trickle, this is going on. So I had the landlord come at me about the actual space and that amount of money that I didn't have. And it's funny because I don't think people hear their logic when they come at you about things. And when I discussed the business side of things with him, I was willing to come up with a payment plan, but he just wanted his money. So I could see that it was beyond what I could do. So like I stated, I really want to open a non-for-profit. I'm stressed out about the ladies that are in here, because they're looking at me like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do if he's about to close? Because he threatened to close my salon off that lack of payment. So I'm thinking about this, and then like he said, I'm like, well, where's my peace of mind? How can I focus on the next level that I know I want to come to when I'm dealing with all of this? So it was funny. I woke up one day, literally it was October the 2nd. I woke up and I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I did all my clients. I didn't say a word to anybody about it or anything. And at the end of the day, I texted my landlord and I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pay you the prorated amount for October. The great thing about all of this is I had never signed a lease. Money talks. So when I originally moved in, I paid him the deposit the first month's rent, and we were in the game. Because like I stated, I had already been there 2 years. So he seen that I could pay because I had already been paying him. So when this happened, I'm not the type that's going to burn a bridge, because you never know, I may need him again. So I just told him I'm going to pay you this prorated amount for October, and I'm out by Monday. And I packed up and I came home. And when I came home, offers for new salons had came. I had a suite. I even actually placed a deposit on a location. But it was just like a part of me was like, why even try to go? Who are you fooling? When if you're an independent contractor, you can work anywhere. Closed my books until I found a new location, and then I just moved into this new location about a week and a half ago, and I've been slowly bringing the clients in, and it's been amazing. I have no complaints. It's just beautiful. So I'm very, very happy, very blessed.
Wow, that's an awesome story compared to what we talked about the very first time. But at least you're closer to starting your nonprofit, because that's where your heart is, really.
Real quick, Marcia, I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure. I don't know if you remember, we never met in person, but we spoke on the phone like 2019. I was pregnant with my youngest son, and I had spoken to you about coming to work there. And we talked about, because I was like, I'm about to join the police force. I'm sick of the salon industry. I can't take it no more. And you was like, no, don't do it. And you told me how you had applied for the police force and you were getting ready to leave. And you were like, don't do it. We need more people like you in the industry. So thank you for that. Because I was done. I was like at my limit. And what it really was, and I don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bash or nothing like that, so I don't want people to take it the wrong way. But the salon where I was in, it just wasn't for me anymore. I had outgrown it. And I still talk to that owner. I talk to everybody that I worked with there. I love them. Like, we worked together for over 12 years. I love them to death. But I was stifled and I wasn't growing. I was doing these same old tie styles, and nobody's really like expanding, trying nothing new. And I really, because now I got 2 kids, I really, and I had just moved back from Texas. So my clientele had died down, and I wasn't able to spend the money like I used to be able, like, because a class would just recharge me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go take this class if it's soon. I'm gonna go take this class here, and that would give me that boost again, where I would feel refreshed. So when I was just sick of it, and I was telling the girl who cuts my hair, who actually worked at the salon where I work now, I had been a client of hers for 6 years, and she's like, well, what you gonna do? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. I hate it there. Like, literally from here all the way down to my shoulders would be tight from the time I walked in for the day to the time I got home. Like, I was constantly nauseous because of the anxiety. Like, just my spirit was so vexed being there. And I was just like, I got to find something new. And she was like, why don't you come here? And I'm like, for real, y'all got space? And she was like, yeah, I'll talk to Tracy. So fast forward, and I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick, because God is good. I ran into all these tax issues with my license. They held my spot. People don't do stuff like that. And when I got there, like the whole staff was like, oh man, we've been waiting on you. Like we're departmentalized now, like being around all of these professionals who have been in the industry for so long. And like I've seen my cuts like step up to another level. Like they look so much tighter and they look so much cleaner, and like my finishing and my styling is just like I really got rejuvenated by stepping away from trying to run the whole business myself. And I always thought that I always wanted to stay independent. I just needed to find the right place to be in. And like right now, I'm in my sweet spot there. And Marcia, I just want to thank you for encouraging me to stay in the industry because I was done. Like I was about to shut the door. My husband was like, well, TSA is hiring. And I'm like, I don't want to wear that blue shirt. Like, but I'm so much happier now. And because of the salon where I am, they offer the opportunities where we have an actual PR agent. So she constantly has press for us. And then that way I was able to expand my wings into writing and writing about beauty and something that I really love and expressing it in a different way.
I took from that I didn't know that story about you guys, Marcia and Robbie. What I can say is that what you don't know is Marcia is that Robbie used to work in the salon in the South Loop that you used to own with Elon. She worked in Elon's salon, the same salon that Elon left, and then you came, but Robbie worked with Elon. So that's another story that you guys are linked to. And also, I think that's where a lot of clients or hairstylists get so involved with their clients, like they make them friends. And that's where a lot of things go wrong. You know, you give them your cell phone, and I mean, that's really all we have if we're independent hairstylists. You have your cell phone. There's no longer the salon phone. But I feel like if I have a client that texts me on Sunday, I'm not returning your phone call. I'll return your phone call on Monday. And I think we let them get too close to us and they start acting as friends. And then when they leave, we're pissed off. I feel like you can develop some friendships and you do like these people, but you don't like them that much, where you have a family, you have husband, you have a life that you want to keep completely separate from working in the salon. Those were really awesome stories. Thank you, Sunshine, Scott, Robbie, and Marcia. And now we're going to hear from the past industry people, like how it was when you were in the industry, and then just talk about how, based on our stories that you heard, shed some light on our stories and just what you learned from hearing from these professionals today.
It makes me feel good to hear the stories that, you know, we're, like I said before, we're so resilient, super creative. I'm hearing that, you know, Robbie, made me feel good that you could rely on a fellow stylist or beauty professional to encourage you, you know, and say, no, keep fighting, because that's what we need. I mean, we need to have each other's back, because the reality is the beauty industry, you know, it's not just a job. This is, in my opinion, we're social entrepreneurs, you know. This is real. I mean, we do more than just give somebody a hair color. We're touching people's lives. And that's why, Sharon, our stylists, they feel like they're closer to us than we're like, nah, we ain't that tight, right? But in their minds, they take us home with them. When they leave that salon, we're there with them, you know? And it's a lot on us to really look at our purpose. And what I'm most proud about, what I'm hearing from every one of you, is you didn't allow the fear of lack of income from letting your stylist go. The fear of Sunshine, forgive me, I forgot your first name, so I'm just call you Sunshine. Sunshine Storytime, right? The fear of not renewing your lease, and the fear of what people might think, you know, all these things that stop most people from living out your real purpose. which is really where your growth is going to be. I mean, your purpose is going to drive your next profit. Like Scott was saying, I just let everybody go, walk out on faith. And now your other verticals bringing you more money than what the bondage, because the hairstylist was paying. That makes me feel great to know that, you guys were more than just what our immediate reality is. Here's the truth. The truth is, if you guys, Marcia, you're included. I mean, that's so inspiring to me, because to have 20 people in a salon, a staff of 20 plus another, I mean, that's a lot of burden on you. That's a lot. And to be able to do what you have done, all of you all, I don't think you'd get to the next level of purpose and growth and profit, because the market is shifted. There's a shift that's occurring with whether we like it or not. The pandemic came, it's changing the economy. It's over with. Forget trying to hold on to how we made money yesterday. That's dead. We have to figure out where the market is shifting to and get ahead of that shift so that we can continue to be relevant in whether it's the beauty industry, entrepreneurship, whatever it is. This is our shot, you guys, and you just freed up your spirits to be able to hear and listen what your next move should be. Because I don't know anything else but the beauty industry, period. But I took a leap of faith and said, no, I'm going to go ahead, because this beauty industry thing, owning a hair salon, standing up doing hair 14 hours a day, this cannot be my future. But because I was proactive in what I knew what my truth was and wasn't, I was able to step out on faith into where now, you guys, money is not my concern. And now I'm able to invest back into the beauty industry, back into my purpose, 501c3s, helping other entrepreneurs like yourselves, being able to be a part of the SalonChat, which in my opinion is the future of discussions. And this is where the answers are going to come to our fellow entrepreneurs in the beauty industry. So you guys, no fear. I appreciate you guys, and I'm just proud of this panel, and I had no idea this was your reality.
Well, I'm not in the industry right now to experience the pandemic. I wasn't there for 9/11, but I was there during the real estate bust, the real estate crash. And that definitely impacted me as a hairstylist and as a salon owner, to go from being booked every day to now having spaces 3 and 4 hour gaps where I don't have any clientele. That was kind of a wake-up call, as you said, Mr. Trey Harris. That was helping me in my decision to exit from the beauty industry. I was, already planning a family and things of that nature, and having to have those hard conversations to walk away. But then what do I go into next? So where I am now is I have an opportunity to now give back to the beauty industry, because I still have a passion for hairstylists and, their well-being. And what I identified, even while I was there during the real estate crash, is that people did not have their business in order. We brushed up on our technical skills, but we didn't know anything about finances. And so from that, I actually got into financial services, where I helped people, where I was securities licensed, and I helped people to set up money market accounts. I looked at 401ks, 403bs, things of that nature. But then now I'm in an industry where I'm not setting up the accounts. Now I can bridge the gap, so that you're diversifying yourself, not just within one industry, but through technology, you can get into multiple industries. And it's in a manner where the stylist doesn't have to take away from their day-to-day operation. Because I don't know how you all operated, but in the very beginning, I didn't have what Miss Sharon is setting up right now. I didn't have any guidance. So, I was getting a lot of cash in hand, but that cash was also going right back out the door. So now we're getting a way for people to earn additional income. You can now think about retirement, because if I'm just cash in, cash out, I'm not saving for retirement. People weren't even set up right now where they could tap into getting unemployment and things of that nature because they didn't know business. So I got the foundation from the beauty industry of trial and error of learning business, but now I can be the solution of not just setting up an account, but giving you that income that is going to generate for you even when you're not present.
The salon industry, to me, I didn't grow up either. Like you said, Mr. Trey Harris, saying I want to be a hairstylist one day. I didn't know how to cut nothing. When I first started, it was my mom who got into the nail salon industry really quick. And then we was the first African-American salon in the suburbs out here in Illinois where we were. And I was doing books. I was going to DeVry and studying business operations. And my mom used to say to me all the time, if something happened to me, what would you do? Something happened to me was because she had a corporate job, 9-to-5 job, and then she would come to the salon and collect the money and leave. She never had a clientele. So that's when I started learning how to be a great host. So all the experiences that I have with business started in the salon industry. It started before that, my mom had me other things, but that's when it really catapulted because I went to a all-white school, only black person in there with black male. And I learned on Caucasian hair and wound up winning 4 awards in black hair. And that's what started me. I found a passion for making men who had that corporate look. I created something called GQ Smooth. So then we were a salon. We made appointments. So that made us stand aside in a corporate setting in the suburb. So we had one of the best salons out there in Oak Brook, Illinois. And that's when I started off, man. So that's why I'm so passionate about the industry. But also, I think a few years later, how many years ago was that? I met Sharon. She became one of my students. And that's when I started winning those Bobby Awards, to be honest with you. Because she taught me some color. That's what I think.
Student, I'm messing with you.
Well, you've been a student for a long time, baby. But anyway, that's another story. Now, she was my teacher and helped me with the color industry and allowed me to win those awards, everybody. So I didn't know this stuff. So then I started learning the business of it all. I wound up owning 3 salons with my mom. Now 2 salons with my mom, 1 by myself. And then Sharon and I got together for 14 years. And we moved downtown when other people didn't think. Robbie came about it. But I'm here to say, everybody, man, without the salon industry, I never would have met Sharon, I never would have met Mr. Trey Harris, right? And I never would have met none of y'all. If that from that one decision to keep moving, so it's bringing us all together for a story. And one thing I can really take away from after I retire is that please keep your hard copy information from clients. They don't have to be your friend, but that's data analytics, what helps you in technology in the way the world is doing business now. I can only imagine if I had that information, what we're doing right now, what I can do with it. And it's just like Miss Alicia was just saying, and Mr. Trey Harris, we don't want the salon people to become machines. I listen to you, Scott, and listen to all stuff y'all went to when you was getting all stressed out, Robbie and all that. See, that didn't happen when you was at home with us in the first place with the abyss, first of all. Second of all, now, what happened with us all coming together now is for a reason, so we can show other styles that are coming out right now how to invest in themselves and build on the current clientele they already have. And that's gonna, if we didn't embark and take on what Mr. Trey Harris called Sharon with and connect me to it, we would have probably lost our salon in South Loop, Robbie. You probably don't know that. When we didn't get the real estate, we got that 9/11, like you talked about. When that 9/11 happened, people was telling me they couldn't afford my haircuts. Even though I helped them get a job being a lawyer, or I got them to a firm, or I got them connections, because we was a connection of people getting jobs and all kind of relationships, and all of a sudden they can't even afford you. They had to go home. So I was able to leverage a few people in the salon, which kept my business going. So I was cutting and still working the other business. So that's when I became an entrepreneur. You could be a business owner, but don't know entrepreneurship. So this industry got me becoming a business owner. And then the other industry got me becoming an entrepreneur, and now I'm getting ready to become a corporation. That's what we're going to next. So I say thank all of you for getting on for your stories, man. It's been remarkable. I look forward to the next one. Miss Sharon, guilty. I'm proud of you with this platform, man.
You just sharing what you can, some type of encouragement and your goals for 2021.
And thank you, Sharon, for inviting me. I look forward to plugging into the Salon chat on a regular basis and networking and plugging other beauty professionals in as well. You've always been an inspiration to me and my wife, and just, studying you, being extremely gifted. So looking forward to the growth of Salon Chat. Just real simple for me, the year 2021 is about upliftment, helping other people achieve their goals, and helping them dream again. People in the beauty industry, just really, my passion is to really help them in whatever their goals are, help them believe bigger, become more like Mr. Guilty really started the conversation of teaching business, right? I love that. The evolution of a business professional, right? And a lot of us, we're business owners by default. We're great hairstylists. We have a strong gift, but are we really the ultimate business professionals? That is my passion, to bring that, along with Mr. David Guilty, into the beauty industry, so that people can truly understand how to live forever in business with a turnkey operation, expanding, diversifying your platform that you have in the beauty industry, so that you can have multiple streams of income inside of one business entity, so that you can always have the potential to be a profitable entity in the beauty industry. That's what 2021 is about. Again, thank you, Ms. Sharon Guilty, Mr. David Guilty, and everybody on this platform. Let's go get it. Abundance is upon us. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sharon.
That was good. Oh, she's back. Okay, I want to say real quick, I remember when Trey had his salon, when we first got into our other project. And so I had a friend, sorority sister, contact me and said that somebody wanted to get their hair done. And they lived in Atlanta, and that they were going to be calling me. Well, what I found out is that they really didn't want to get their hair done. It was Trey and his wife, but they wanted to introduce us to a business. But my friend, my sorority sister, she was so embarrassed with the fact that it was multi-level marketing that she had to flip the story around. She had to flip the story around and say that someone wanted to get their hair done. But we were introduced to Trey and our other business 2 years into the hair industry. And so I'm just excited that we listen to our intuition. We follow the vision that God has for us in our vision and our business, and created a second stream of income only 2 years into owning the salon. So I just wanted to share that.
My goals for 2021 are to focus mainly on starting my non-for-profit, getting that off the ground. I've reached out to a few people that I think are kind of doing what I'm interested in doing, because I've heard of actually even some people within Chicago that have reached out to adoption agencies as far as helping them with the literature on the different types of hair and how to help them with that. That's something that I want to do as well. I want to have pamphlets for the children based off their texture, so that if they're adopted, for example, by a different race, they can still have the accessibility to be able to maintain their hair and still be able to be happy. That's a very large focus of mine. And then also I want to do luggage drives because a lot of people throw a lot of luggage away each year as far as like small suitcases and carry-ons. And when children get adopted, a lot of times they bring their belongings home in like pillowcases and trash bags. So I want to get a drive going that I really want to make it national, like it be a thing so you can actually start dropping old luggage off to your nearby adoption agency so that a child can have some type of dignity when they're coming home and being adopted. So alongside them feeling great, they also can bring in this piece of luggage and not have to feel like some person that doesn't have any value because of how they've been received, literally. And I always want to always bring up, I empathize this because I was adopted, and I was adopted when I was 7, and my mother was 67 when I was adopted. So that's also how I started hair, and one of the main reasons as to where a lot of these ideas stem from. But all in all, I do everything from the heart, and I have a saying, and it says that I do everything with purpose, on purpose. So it's big to me to make sure that I'm doing it from the heart, because if I don't sleep well at night. So that's pretty much me, and I'm looking forward to being able to be seen in a large platform helping out children, because that's one of my largest passions is children.
Good. When you mentioned the luggages, I'm like, what's she gonna be collecting luggages for? But that is huge. I love that. Like, I'm just sitting here visualizing it. A few years ago, I worked on a project, a friend of mine. So we started, and we're going to do a course on how to, so non-African American parents to teach them how to do their African American kids' hair. And so we did start reaching out to a lot of adoption agencies. So we can talk about that. I still have the videos. I was still thinking about putting it out there to sell the mini course. The videos are pretty dated, but the information is still relevant. So I can kind of share that with you, because that's something that you could look into, possibly creating a video course on that they can use at home, along with that they have to pay for, of course. And you can keep it at an affordable rate, $47, $97. And I'll show you how we set it all up. It's really cool. So I have all the videos. So maybe we can get on here one day, and then I can show you some of the videos, okay?
I've really enjoyed this, and I don't believe in coincidence. I think we're all here with specific purpose. And I heard that word purpose used in almost everybody's conversation. What I would like to leave the viewers with, per se, is that I hope everyone understands that it's okay to be motivated by money, but you have to make sure you're led by your purpose and your passion, because then the money will find you and you don't have to chase money any longer. Everything that we all are going through as individuals, it's all helping you become the person that you are going to be in the end, or in the now, per se. I think that this SalonChat platform is going to help a lot of people out. I think it's going to be very, very beneficial to people. And most importantly, it's going to help people begin to live their life and not keep trying to survive, because we get so caught up in surviving that we forget to actually take the time to live and enjoy our lives. So, hey, I wish everybody the best. I hope to see all you guys again, and I'm so certain that I'll see everybody at the top where we belong.
I love what Scott just said, and I agree. There's nothing is coincidence. We are here for a purpose, but I really feel also on top of the purpose, because we're here for a purpose. Well, we all had an assignment when we was born, and we are not allowing the world to conform us to what, because everybody fought through, some kind of way to be here as a hairstylist, didn't plan on it, stuck to it when other people didn't believe. This was another profession that wasn't respected. And to see the professionalism on this salon chat today, to see their encouraging, just the laughter, the camaraderie, that's what it's all about. Whose team are you on right now? Who are you joining with? Are you with a championship team of people who can push past, go through the pain for your purpose to create a platform so people can have a way to produce on their assignment and complete the mission in life? So I'm very, very inspired, and It's good to see everybody's faces, and I look forward to doing more of my part with this platform. If you can admit it, everybody should be a little bit more healthier. You should be more wiser. You should be hungrier, more passionate, because this is a time where your eyes, the mask, people were wearing a mask before the pandemic of fear, of greed, of not even living their best lives, man. So I talk about a living legacy, not just a legacy. So that's my final words. We're gonna help more hairstylists live the life that they was born to live without feeling trapped, and get back to being creative stylists again and not machines, because when you start counting heads to pay bills, you in trouble.
Okay. Again, thank you, Sharon and David, for affording me this opportunity to be on this platform with some great hairstylists and leaders. For the viewers, my advice to you guys is that always remember to never doubt yourself. For me, this was not the industry that I was going to be in. I got a degree in political science and a minor in accounting. But in high school down in Georgia, I was always playing in my hair. So that industry wasn't there for me, but it started my foundation for the love and the passion, because I played with color and my mother was kind of upset with a messed up kitchen. But I made things happen, once I was at Howard, and I started my journey with doing hair in the dorms. And again, it may not be your calling, but your passion. And if you're passionate about it, as others have said on this platform, it will take you a long way. Money is not everything, and most of the time, our purpose, as we've all heard during this session, it is what God has called you to be. So know your purpose, know your passion, and it will take you on the journey to that next level that you need to go to. Sharon and David, I am always here whenever you need me to help you go to the next level with the Salon Chat. I'm always open.
I want to thank you guys for the opportunity. And I said 2021 is just me continuing to try to do more writing and really just try to get more Google hits, so a lot more of my writing can be seen, and just grow more as a stylist, and just work on my ebook, which I'm just started, and trying to really refine that process and get it where it's very easily consumed by the layperson who isn't in the industry, so that I can really teach people and help them to be able to maintain their hair between visits at the salon. And man, just keep being happy. Like, that 2020 has taught me definitely that money ain't it. Like, that's not the end all to be all. And it's that constant grinding and working, and you're missing out on so much. Like, I really got to relish in the time I got to spend with my boys. I got to see how my 4-year-old learns and what works for him, so I can better prepare him for his educational career. And that's just really what was more important. Like, my husband and I got to spend a lot of time together, and that those are the things that are most important. And I just want to just keep pushing forward and doing the things that make me happy, that keep my household balanced, and that'll help benefit others. And this that you're doing is something where I can help with other stylists and give them feedback, and just help them grow. And because I still know what it felt like when I first started in the industry.
2021, for me, I would just say be intentional. Especially from 2020, be intentional about whatever it is that you're passionate about, and take care of your business. Make sure you have all of your ducks in a row. Tap into the Salon Chat. If you're unsure about how to go about those things, like I said from the beginning, I didn't have that when I started out in the beauty industry, but now you have a resource, now you have a platform where you can get that collaboration from somebody else who's willing to freely extend that hand without an ulterior motive. But so yeah, just be intentional about everything that you're doing in 2021. Have that tunnel vision, and just know that as you're intentional, as you have that vision, as you keep plugging into doing it seems like the insignificant small things, over time it's going to add up to the big things. So and for me, for 2021, just this has even given me to go back to this passion of sharing with the beauty industry all that we really have to offer, to add to what you're already doing. So this was just a little joke for me to get back to this passion and my love for the beauty industry. So again, I appreciate you, Sharon, for including me in this, for reaching out to me and saying, hey, I want you to be on this platform. I admire your work, not just in the beauty industry and your technical skills, because you have that. I've seen the cuts and the pixies and all of that on YouTube. But as a businesswoman, and in general, I see that you are about having everything in order, and then being passionate about making sure that others have the same intact. So this was awesome today. Thank you.
I want to say thank you. I hope everybody has an amazing Christmas, an amazing holiday, and bring in 2021. And I just appreciate you guys sharing your stories, sharing your passion, your expertise, your knowledge, and we still got a lot of work to do in the industry and in entrepreneurship. So thank you guys for jumping on.
Okay, you made it to the end. These stories were amazing. How about Scott's story, who kicked everybody out of his salon and was still able to thrive in his salon with his other verticals and his other streams of income? And how about the hairstylist who owned 2 salons during the quarantine? Whew, I can't even imagine. That was a lot to figure out in how to maneuver those hairstylists, 24 hairstylists in one salon and another salon with not as many hairstylists, but trying to figure out which one to close if neither, or how to shift her business model so that she can have a peace of mind going to work every day. Whatever the case may be, there are decisions that you have to make in your business. So now, the next step to do is to join your mastermind session today. And again, the link is in our description section. When you get there, we have a small video waiting for you to find out how our free mastermind session can benefit you. Until next time, take care and peace.